Hello, YouTube land. This is Brenton Son coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. Today we have part 2 of Mark Hawkins' footage. Last time we had stills from his footage. We were searching through the footage and trying to find pieces that we could show something. And typically you don't catch these things moving. They're hiding and it's hard to catch them, but Mark does catch them. And basically, we have a tree jumper type situation where these things are jumping from tree to tree. This is some motion that we can show, so that's going to be interesting. And then there's some stills from other footage, and there is also the Dogman footage. I kind of go through that and show the stick structures and things like that. And anyway, I tried to call Mark and he wasn't around. So I'm going to have him come back on soon anyway, because he has a story to tell and we were going to talk about his footage. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this together so this can be a upload for the weekend. And I hope you enjoy. So if anyone out there has a story that they want to share, you can contact me at brentonson@gmail.com. Enjoy this footage from Mark Hawkins. All right, to show this activity that's going on in the trees, there's something strange right here. Look right there. And there's something over in these trees and maybe here. I'm not sure where all there is stuff, but there's something here that I think hangs down and comes over to this tree. But the main thing we're going to look at is something that goes from around in here over to this. That's the most clear one. I think maybe something hangs from here going to here, but the clear one is, it's not really clear, but you can tell there's something that crosses here. So I'm going to play it looped here in just a minute, but I just want you to kind of see as we go here. I'm going to progress it just a little. Okay, so hold on right here. You have something hanging right here. It's like it's hanging down. But this is the main one. It's on this side of this tree. And it is about to come over, lean out, and then it's going to reach for this tree. It's going to drop its feet down, and then it's going to reach, and it looks like it hits its feet and its hands. He pulls itself up to the tree and then goes around the back side of it to try to stay hid, but still tree peeking. Okay. And there's something here, I think, too. I kind of look at this stuff kind of extra, and then this hanging thing right here is going to reach over to here. It's like some stuff is coming across through these trees in this background here. And then there's something right here that I believe is maybe something too. But mainly this thing to here. This is the primary thing we're going to look at. And I'm going to loop this in a minute. Close up, close up. Okay, so this is going to be kind of just where I can kind of control the speed to give you an idea. So watch. Hold on a second. Okay, now, okay. Now I think this thing is kind of, there's something here poking out the top, but the everything kind of pans down a little bit. Now this thing is starting to lean out. It was on this tree on this side. Now it's starting to lean out, and now it's going to jump to this side. You'll see its feet drop, hands reach, it hits, pulls itself to it, and goes around the back side of it. Now, this extra little thing I probably shouldn't even bring up right now, but there's something that kind of leans and goes over, like it's coming across and gonna make its way this way too. But anyway, let's look at the main one. I don't mean to. Okay, see now you see it reaching here, reaching, hand reaching, feet dropped, and this hand is still back here maybe. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And now when I click on this to try to pull it, it kind of seems to jump back some. So, okay. All right. Boom, boom. See, now it's on that tree. See how it's on this tree now? And let me pull it forward just a little bit. Trying to pull it slow. Darn it. Okay, now I went to it. Back it up. Okay, it's on that tree now. It comes across. Boom, 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 boom. Pulls to it and then goes around. I don't mean to do that. Alright, so let's kind of back it up just a tad. Okay, now see, here it is. Reached out and feet on this tree. I'm going to back it up to where it goes back to this one, okay? Frame by frame. Boom, 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 boom. He goes back. Alright, picks his feet up and bam, he's on that tree, and then he keeps going until he's completely around on the other side of the thing. Okay, so now there he's completely on this side of this tree. He basically will come around leaning out to this side, come across. Alright, let me just hit play, and it's going to go looped in a wide shot, and then it's going to see if he jumps across. See him right there. Right there. Alright, here's closer up. Bam. There he is. Okay. He's jumping. Alright, now let's go back. Bam, bam, bam. And this is him right here. Kind of not really detailed because it's a long shot away. But there's something to this, okay? Now I'm going to back it up some. Bam, 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 bam. Now he's going back to the other tree. His feet, okay, his feet's coming up. I think his feet's bent up like this, okay, and he's going to go swing around to, now we're backing it up, so, alright, and now he goes completely around on the other side of that tree. Let me keep backing it up. And a lot of stuff going on there, you know. See how he's all the way on this side now. I think he's even standing on this limb. Okay, now let's go forward, frame by frame, kind of. Bam, 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 bam. It's almost like two legs. He's stepping to get on around. Maybe a little bit of hand or something over there. I'm not sure. Alright, keep going forward. Head looks like it's bobbing and stuff there for a second. Alright, he's starting to lean. Alright, now you'll see the leaning, and then it looks like the feet are dropping for the jump. Boom, reaching. Now he goes all the way to it. He's latched on. He's got feet on the tree. Kind of pixelated. All right, now he's bobbling a little bit. Now he's going around the back side of it. He's hooked on, okay? All right, now he's going, he went from like a, like this. Now he's going around the backside. So this is the tree you're seeing now. And he got on the tree and is kind of going around the back of the tree. And now there was this thing that was going on over in here. I think we'll just leave that alone for now. It was like there was more than one thing jumping. All right. All right, now we're back to this spot. Yeah, let's look at this part. Now you've seen this part. He goes over, leans out, and then jumps, and the whole shebang. Looks like there's something hanging right here. Keep your eye on that for a second, and then I'll just play this stuff up where it loops. Looks like there's something hanging, and it goes like boom over to that tree, just almost the same exact way. And then his feet kick down here, and his hands are up here, and he pulls himself up to the tree. And in the meantime, this one is about to jump. He's reaching out, but this one is already latched on. He was moving along, and there'll be a head of one up here, I think, and maybe something here. There's stuff in these trees back here, basically. Okay. It's kind of quite amazing. This one's already jumping. Maybe a little head peeking, bobbling here. Alright, and I'll just play it for a second. Get it back to the wide shot. And then he goes on to zooming in on some other stuff, and I think that's about it for now. Now, I don't know if you remember the Mark Hawkins footage with the Dogman that I just had still frames and stuff like that. This is basically where the Dogman was. And in this shot, it's looking away. It's looking out into the woods here. Now, I want you to take notice here in a minute, he films some other stuff, and then he comes back, and this thing is facing towards him. He's standing in a little bit different a spot, but to me it looks like a Dogman standing there. Now I want you to notice where he's at. There's tree leans, tree structures, things leaning all over the place. I mean, let's just kind of go through this and we'll look for some different structures. You can probably look in there and see all kinds of things that aren't just something, you know, that fell or something like that. They're leaned all over. It looks like little blinds are made. This thing is standing there. I think there's part of a stump right here. You'll see here in a minute on the other shot. But these are kind of blinds to break up the silhouette, but they're not complete blinds like a hunter would use that completely hide you. They make these stick structures and pile these things up, and these leaners and things like that mark things. And you know, if anybody's looked into this much, you'll run into the all the different types of stick structures, the blinds and the teepee things and the leaner type deals, and just all kinds of things. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on in this shot. This is the Dogman shot from the last video where it's looking away, and I just had a still frame of it, and I kind of zoomed in, you know, trying to show it looks like the mane coming down his back, and the head is facing that direction. And then there's a shot, a still in the last video where the thing turned and faced us, and it looks like a dog face to me. I could be wrong. I don't know. All right, now this is where I was saying it kind of looks like the main thing that comes down the back of some of these Dogman type creatures. It looks like his arm is coming down. That's his elbow here, and his hand is coming up, and he basically is leaning on this thing. Basically, his arm is over this. His hand is resting on it, and he's standing beside it, and there's a stump that's breaking up his legs. That's what it looks like to me. And then all these sticks and branches everywhere that I think is a blind, but maybe not this thing that made the blind. Maybe it was Sasquatch. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on forward for a minute. There's his buddy there. Now, they don't necessarily see this thing, you know, because they can stand right there. They look like stumps and stuff like that, you know. But I think it's looking away from them. Anyway, I thought I would try to see what we can see of it. That's why I took stills out of the last. There's not much movement in any of these pictures and what have you. So basically, I just let it go. And okay, he marks. He goes out there with the camera and he shoots around, and you know, he needs to zoom back out and try to be a little bit better with the camera work. But he's in a very wild, squatchy, dogman-y kind of place, for sure. Okay, now I don't know what all is in some of this, but I just kind of wanted you to see how much of these sticks and things like that. It looks kind of like an area that you see with the Bigfoot a lot, where they have a lot of the huge limbs and stuff piled up, trees and stuff like that, and they make little blinds and areas for them to be, and then near that will be a nesting area. Sometimes there'll be a tree for knocking, just all kinds of stuff like that. All right, let's just stop here, and then I'll just show you stills from the Dogman stuff. The one where it's facing towards you, one is facing away from you. And anyway, the main stuff I wanted to show you was the tree jumping thing that I thought was kind of interesting, and then some of the little pics of like the the dog looking thing that's in the brush. It looks like a dog to me. It's pretty incredible. If it's pareidolia, it's darn good pareidolia. And I just really know that when it comes to trying to capture these things, they're just too good. They're like special forces in the woods. They break up their silhouettes. They a lot of times hold things in front of their face. They do not walk on ridges like up in here where it would silhouette them. They would walk in this kind of stuff, or in those areas where the limbs are piled up huge, big time, just sticks and stuff going everywhere. They'll be in those type areas where they can go from piled up area to piled up area, oh, here and there, that where you kind of seen a minute ago. We'll go back over to that, because I don't think this is the area right here. Wish Mark would edit some of this before he sends it to me, but alrighty, let's zoom. Come on, back here. Wasting my time. Okay, zoom out. Trying to, okay. Anyway, to me, I just know that there's a lot of stuff going on here. These things across this way, things, and other footage that he has, there's just a lot of things piled up on purpose. Even this leaner thing here, this thing here, if you went and looked through that, all the stuff is stacked up and piled up, and it's meant to be able to move around and break up the silhouette of them. Now this thing is standing here, and in one of the other pieces of footage, he pans over this way on around, and that one weird looking thing that looked like there was hieroglyphics on it and stuff like that, that's in this same spot. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this little bit of what I was trying to put together. Mainly the tree jumper is what I wanted to show you, and the fact that these things are in areas where there's a lot of stick structure stuff going on, and piled up, broken down trees everywhere. And that is a place where Sasquatch typically will hang out, in these areas where they can pile stuff up on these leaning trees and broke down trees, and they can break their silhouette up. And then there are a lot of times you'll find teepees in the same areas, and you will find markers that lead you out of these areas to the area they might sleep, or a sentinel tree, things like that. Okay, this is the other Dogman footage where the thing looks towards you. But before it gets to that, I want to show you something that's kind of strange. Tell me this ain't strange looking. I was telling you about the sentinel trees. Sometimes they will have a tree where they will have logs and stuff leaned up next to the tree, okay? And they will stand on these logs to be able to get up in the tree and climb up in there and overwatch or something. I'm not saying that's what this is, but it is a real weird looking thing. It looks like it's standing there, but the leg situation is too long, so it looks like it might be something standing there on this thing here. Now, what they'll do, sometimes they'll lean something big like this up that has some branches on it like this, so that they can lean it up to the bigger trees. They can get up on this, stand on it, and then they can get up in these trees and watch. But it looks strange because it almost looks like something. It looks kind of like something. I mean, that sometimes my imagination gets a little too far, goes a little too far. But okay, there's lots of stuff in here. Now these things laying down all over, these leaner things that don't even belong to the trees, that, you know, there's a lot of broken stuff everywhere, stuff bent over. These are tree structures. I'm telling you, they are. These kind of areas where there's a lot of that, these things a lot of times will hang out in these areas, and there'll be blinds in there, trees that they do their knocking, or they get up in and watch, and then nesting areas won't be too far. But it's not typically the areas they would hunt, I don't think. See, as you zoom out, you've got stuff leaning. Look, there's stuff here, stuff there, stuff leaning here. Even this is up. This is leaning up in that tree. It's not. This is not part of this tree. Stuff leaning here in the background. You know, all this stuff everywhere. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just kind of go forward. Let's see here. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, now this is the part of the Dogman thing where it was looking back. The same Dogman thing. It was looking out that way. Now, when he went and he filmed a little bit and he pans back over, this thing is looking toward him. It looks like there's part of a stump. He's standing in front of the stump. Maybe his hand is still on this cross beam thing here. But you can see ears, the eyes, and he's holding something in front of his face. I've told you all they do that a lot to break up their face. I just think that that's the ears. I think it's a Dogman. And I don't know. When I zoomed in on it in the last video of Mark's, I'm telling you, in the face area, it looks Dogman-like. Okay, now, and this is a typical place where this kind of stuff would be. All this stuff everywhere, laying all over the place. I'm telling you, it's very thick. These areas are put together to where they can be, and it'll break the silhouette up. They can pile more on it and get down under it and sleep. Some of these pictures that Mark had, you could see there was stuff sleeping or down, it looked like down in the ground and things like that. It just, you know, the stuff is everywhere. I'm just going to kind of bring you through. He sometimes will pan around because he thinks he sees stuff down in there. And sometimes he did. There was one shot that he gave me last time where there was obviously like a hole in the ground, and you could see two of the faces looking back at you. I don't think this is one of them. I don't know what he was doing here. I don't know if he was thinking maybe, I don't know. But anyway, he sometimes is just all over the place with the camera. Just kind of wanted you to see the stick stuff everywhere. Boom, right there, boom. Stuff here, everywhere. It's unbelievable. That's, some of this stuff is put there. It's broke down, piled up everywhere. I just wanted you to know that this is, see, in some of these areas, it's really thick, piled up with the grasses and stuff, and sometimes there's just hollow areas under it where they can get. See, look at, there's a tree leaning up through this tree. This is almost a weird situation here. Everything kind of going outward instead of like a teepee, some other opposite of a teepee thing. Boom, big old long one down through here. Stuff in the foreground here. I think that is the Dogman thing that we were just looking at. And I was going to show you that when he goes, pans over. You remember that thing that people were like, what is that? It looks like hieroglyphic, kind of weird thing. That's right here. Let's see. Weird looking deal. It was in the last video. It almost looked like a big Samoan type head type thing, man, with hieroglyphic kind of. I mean, that's what, you know, some people had brought up last time. And here again, more of these leaners. These things leaned up on this tree that don't belong there. This is leaned up on the tree. They're everywhere. This is leaned. Bowed over one of those bends that's bends all the way and then pinned down. It's everywhere. This is an area where these things would naturally want to hang out in and do their, you know, lair deal. And they got multiple areas where, like, if someone spots you standing over here, boom, you could fall back behind this stuff. Boom, boom, boom. It's almost put together kind of like a Viet Cong type situation. Now this is where the Dogman was turned around. You can kind of see the mane on it, on the back. Kind of goes up the back, and then this is where it turned and faced him, and looks to be hiding behind the tree structures a little bit, standing perfectly still, trying to look like a log. They try to break their silhouette up and things like that. And then the next picture is kind of zoom in on it here. You can see the ears, the forehead, the eyes. It looks to be holding something in front of its face. And I think that they do that to try and hide. This is the Bigfoots that are in a hole in the ground. Now, you can look as I zoom up on it here in a minute, and there seems to be at least one and maybe two. Now, you can see clearly the eyes and the nose and the brow ridge. The eyes are kind of reflecting a little bit. These things are down, dug into the ground, hiding. It's quite incredible because, you know, you think these things can't hide. They certainly do. That right there is right beside a tree. Looks like they dug out around the root system, piled stuff up. Now, this is a very strange picture. It almost looks as if there is a bear claw. I don't know what to think, but it looks like something might be looking through right here, like that might be eye reflecting. But then again, it looks like a knee, and the grayish part down there at the bottom kind of looks kind of like a knee, but it looks kind of like eye shine. And then at the very top, it almost appears to look kind of like a doggish face, like the muzzle, the eye. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's hanging stuff, maybe. If it's a Dogman situation, it's hanging parts from different creatures in the tree, or what the deal is. But it's a very odd, very strange picture. Maybe it's just bears. I don't know. And this is another situation where these things are hiding or breaking their silhouette up in these blinds. They don't completely cover the situation that, you know, that, but it breaks their silhouettes. They get up under this stuff, and it looks like a teepee kind of behind it, kind of bent stuff that's bent over and tied together. But this thing, I don't know if he's blocking some of his face, or it's mangled, or what it is, but you can see the eyes, the brow ridge, and a very deformed looking nose situation. Now there's a face kind of in the middle of this, and I put a bunch of little snapshots that Mark sent because it looks to be changing facial expressions throughout the all these little snapshots of the video. And I think it, you know, It's kind of interesting, that little white thing in the middle. This looks to be a more of a human type looking head. There's something kind of looks like eyes and a brow ridge and what have you. Oh, this is the reptilian thing, and it takes a minute to see this. Okay, that's a little closer. It looks like the mouth is opened a little bit, but you can see the eye sockets. Look at the eye sockets, and then try to imagine this is a Bigfoot, but it's, I don't know if it's moldy or what's going on, but it's reptilian looking. Now this is an ape-like long looking face, and this is a very humanoid looking peaker, something peeking, a hooded nose and what have you. And this here I thought was a very good tree peeker shot. Now look at the structures. See the bent stuff that bends over a lot of the tree structures that we find in the around the Bigfoot. And here's him peeking around. That's very conical head. He's got the cone head. You can see the brow ridge, the nose, and his head definitely looks pointy, very ape looking. I think that's a very good shot, and definitely I believe that is for sure a tree peeking Bigfoot. I thought I would save that for last. It's a very good shot. Well, anyway, if anyone out there has any stories they want to share, you can contact me at brunson@gmail.com. I hope to be interviewing Mark soon because he has a very interesting story he told me. One of those stories where the thing was turning, trying to open the doors and stuff. Those are kind of scary, and I like to hear those stories for sure. And we'll talk about some of his footage. He's got lots more stuff, but I'll let him tell about it some. Hope you enjoyed that.